Airbnb is a 100 billion euro company built on a paradox. It owns no hotels, no resorts, no buildings, not even the rooms it sells. While traditional travel giants spent decades constructing physical assets, Airbnb built something else. A global platform that converts spare bedrooms, empty flats, and unused holiday homes into a marketplace bigger than most hotel chains combined. But the real story isn't that Airbnb owns nothing. It's why that strategy worked, and the mechanics that make this business model operate at global scale. In 2007, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia were two struggling designers living in San Francisco. Their rent was due, and they couldn't afford it. A design conference was coming to town, hotels were sold out, and attendees were desperate for accommodation. So they did something simple. They inflated 3 air mattresses, created a basic website, and offered air bed and breakfast. The idea worked, 3 guests stayed. They paid, and something clicked. This wasn't a hotel. It was a marketplace for unused space. The insight was subtle but powerful. If hotels were constrained by buildings, a platform could grow with supply that already exists. Every city has the same structural problem. Accommodation is expensive to build and slow to scale. Hotels operate with massive fixed costs: real estate, maintenance, staff, inventory, and regulation. Airbnb avoided all of it. But the deeper insight is this: most people only use a fraction of their living space. Extra rooms, spare flats, and holiday homes are all underutilized assets. Airbnb didn't need to build rooms. It needed to unlock rooms already built. This turned housing into a flexible supply system that scaled naturally with demand. When conferences, festivals, or peak seasons hit, new supply appeared organically. Hotels couldn't match that elasticity. Airbnb is fundamentally a two-sided marketplace. On one side are hosts, people with spare space who want to earn income. On the other side are guests, travelers who want cheaper, more unique, or more personal accommodation than hotels. Airbnb sits in the middle, solving 4 key friction points: discovery, trust, payments, and standardization. Discovery allows guests to find the right place easily. Trust is built through reviews, identity verification, messaging, and insurance. Payments handle global processing, currency conversion, and fraud protection. Standardization ensures consistent guidelines, policies, and support. Each solved friction increases marketplace liquidity, the speed at which demand and supply match. And once liquidity reaches critical mass, marketplaces become incredibly hard to disrupt. Airbnb's brilliance isn't just the idea, it's the monetization. The core model is simple: service fees, historically around 14% from guests and 3% from hosts. Today, some listings use a host-only fee of around 15%. For every stay, Airbnb takes a cut, without owning inventory. Experiences form a secondary marketplace where hosts sell activities, tours, and classes. Dynamic pricing tools help hosts optimize nightly rates. Better pricing leads to more bookings, more revenue, and more fees for Airbnb. And because Airbnb's marginal cost per new listing is close to zero, the platform generates software-like margins in a real-world industry. Airbnb has several powerful competitive advantages. The first is network effects. More hosts bring more guests bring more reviews create more trust, and more trust attracts more hosts. This flywheel is extremely difficult for new entrants to replicate. The second is brand trust. People know what Airbnb means, and trust matters in travel. The third is global regulatory knowledge. Navigating rules in hundreds of cities is complex and expensive, but Airbnb has spent years building the expertise and compliance structures to operate at scale. The fourth is data. Millions of bookings reveal pricing patterns, travel trends, host behavior, and fraud signals. This data improves search results, pricing, and safety. And the fifth is emotional loyalty. People remember unique stays, tree houses, tiny homes, countryside cabins, experiences hotels rarely offer. But Airbnb's journey has not been smooth. Regulation became one of its biggest challenges as cities pushed back when short-term rentals affected housing supply. Airbnb spent years negotiating rules, limits, and tax agreements. Safety and trust incidents forced the company to introduce 24/7 support, host guarantees, identity verification, and anti-party technology. And in 2020, everything almost collapsed. Travel shut down overnight. Revenue fell nearly 80%. Airbnb laid off 1,900 employees. The IPO was almost canceled, but the company survived because its model was flexible. people began booking local stays, remote work rentals, and longer-term accommodation. Airbnb's supply could adapt faster than hotels. Airbnb didn't disrupt hotels with better rooms. It disrupted them by redefining what a room could be. A hotel room is standardized. An Airbnb stay is unique. That uniqueness is the product. It transformed accommodation into something experiential, diverse, and personal, unlocking billions in value for hosts and giving travelers infinite choice. Airbnb teaches several important lessons for entrepreneurs. First, build a platform, not a product. Platforms scale without owning inventory. Second, solve the supply problem first. Hosts are the foundation, guests follow. Third, remove friction layer by layer. Trust, payments, insurance, each unlocks more growth. Fourth, be elastic where competitors are rigid. Hotels can't scale supply instantly. Airbnb can. And finally, the best ideas don't create new assets. They unlock existing ones. Airbnb didn't build rooms. It built infrastructure, digital rails that connect millions of homes to millions of travelers. A business with no inventory that ended up owning the market. This is Biz Decoded. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.